What's going on, guys? Mitch here. Today we are on day, I guess, 6 of 7 of the rest week. So energy is actually starting to come back, which is unusual. But today I'm just going to go down. I've got, I think, a 209 watt kind of workout that's for 90 minutes. I'm going to show you that here in a sec. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about rest week and kind of the benefits of it and kind of some of the things to do, some of the things not to do in order to actually get something out of it. Versus just continuing to train. So let's get down and get started. All right, guys, so I'm on the bike now. Quick 90-minute workout. Super modest workout today. So the flat part is about 209 watts, something like that, with a couple 580 watt spikes. But we're gonna get through this and then talk about rest week. Woohoo! All right, guys, so we have wrapped up the ride. I wanted to kind of just quickly review what, an average rest week ride would look like, or recovery week. From my perspective, for me, and remember, I'm a nobody, so I don't know what this is going to be like for you, but typically in that 50 to 60% of your FTP kind of a ride is what you're aiming for. So let's take a look at mine. So here's mine today. You can kind of just see here, 50%, 55%, 60% FTP, and then a steady hold at 65% with a couple 180% efforts for 20 seconds just to kind of get some juice into the muscles for a total period of about an hour and a half. And I think this guy was right around 200 watt average. It'll say in there, yeah, 201. So nice little rest week ride for 90 minutes. Which was fantastic. So a couple things for rest week itself. I would kind of break it down into 3 stages. So your rest week or your recovery week is going to be slightly different than a taper week. A taper week would be something that you would kind of do leading up to an event. That's where you're bringing the volume down at certain levels, I suppose to say, in order to maximize your effort on a specific day, whereas a rest or recovery week is all part and stride with the plan itself. So I would kind of look at it in 3 phases if you're doing it in a week, and these intervals within that week will kind of vary and occur, I would say, every 4, 5, 6 weeks based on your plan and kind of what you're looking to achieve. But for me, I would kind of put it down into the first 1 to 2 days is going to be where you're feeling really tired and almost like you don't know what to do. You're a little lethargic. Day 3 and 4, you're starting to kind of feel a little bit better about yourself. You've been fueling. You're like, oh, okay, like I'm actually my body's starting to kind of recover back to where it was. And day 4, 5, and 6, you're usually starting to get a little antsy to get some work back into your body and getting back into the structure, into the plan, because you're actually probably feeling really good and ready to get back at it. So everyone kind of has this preconceived notion that a rest week is primarily just a physical rest for your body. And, a good part of it is, in fact, resting your body, letting your heart rate kind of come back down, your body, let it repair itself, build those adaptations. One of the things that isn't often talked about is it's an actual big mental recharging point and a mental rest for your body to kind of get yourself back ready to wanting to go again, rather than constantly dragging yourself through, a build phase where you're like, look, I don't have any time to rest here. And I just, I'm getting a little tired of these heavy hitter workouts, and I just need to mentally recharge and get that sleep in, lower the volume, and get myself back ready to go. So as far as the recovery week itself, your main things that you want to do is obviously eat to aid your recovery. I wouldn't worry too much about bringing your caloric intake down. It's just a week. Ensure obviously that your macros are good, but you're probably, just from the simple fact that your workload has come down, you're probably still going to be pretty hungry, but not enough that, unless you're doing 100-mile rides every single day, it's not going to be too much if you're eating good food, good protein levels, good carb levels, good vegetables and whatnot. Just maintain that so it gives your body the nutrition that it needs. So don't restrict your calories, and obviously look ahead towards the following week. So aside from obviously, getting good rest, fueling your body back up, lowering the workload intensity level, and lowering the volume, there's still a couple things that you can kind of do to kind of get yourself back up. So additional things like adding stretch work or stretching really helps your muscles kind of recharge and build adaptations to kind of avoid future soreness. That's one that I do myself during my recovery weeks. I do a lot of stretching and so on and so forth because the volume is down, but it doesn't mean that mentally you have to take a complete break from, say, a 2-hour workout. Now it's an hour and a half, so just make sure that you're filling your time and keeping yourself mentally charged up, and just fill it with some recovery stretching. It's always a good plan. So at the end of the day, it's all about just getting a good recovery, getting yourself recharged up both physically and psychologically or mentally to get yourself ready to go back at the saddle for the following week, and get yourself good sleep, good rest, that kind of thing to charge back up. Obviously, don't restrict your diet, as I mentioned, and just keep eating as you kind of would. Your body will kind of tell you if you need to take in a little bit less, but as long as you're doing some recovery, some light recovery work, and some stretching, maybe some active weight training on the light side of things, you're still going to be starving and utilizing those calories. So that's it for me. I will say this, I've got an FTP test coming up in 2 days. I believe Trainer Road is about to actually do, I think it's called AI or estimated FTP. So that's going to be interesting for me. I'm excited to kind of see how that looks for me. As well, coming up on the next product side of things, I've got a couple of SRAM Force chains that I'm going to be talking about, and down the road following that, I'll probably do a video comparing it with a red chain. I've got a couple of those kicking around. But otherwise, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my rest week here. I've got a couple days to kick back, relax. I've got another session tomorrow. But beautiful weather in Canada, and we might even be able to get out for some spring rides here in the coming days. So that's it for me. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.